Have you ever imagined a truck quietly moving along a normal highway, surrounded by armored vehicles, helicopters hovering above, and elite agents watching every movement with deadly focus? To an ordinary driver on that road, it may look like just another military convoy. But what most people don't realize is that inside that convoy might be one of the most dangerous objects ever created by humanity: a nuclear weapon. And here's the terrifying truth. If something goes wrong during that transport, if the convoy is attacked, hijacked, or compromised, the consequences wouldn't just affect one city or even one country. The damage could shake the entire world. That's why when nuclear weapons are moved from one location to another, the security surrounding them is so intense that it often rivals the protection given to world leaders. But here's the question that most people never ask. How are nuclear weapons actually transported? What kind of trucks carry them? Who protects them during the journey? And what happens if someone tries to attack the convoy? The answers are far more complex and far more dramatic than most people imagine. Because behind the scenes, transporting nuclear weapons involves secret routes, heavily armored vehicles, elite commandos, and security systems designed to stop even the most dangerous attacks. And once you understand how these weapons are moved across a country, you'll realize why almost nobody ever gets close to them. To understand the entire story, we need to go back and look at the bigger picture. Today, the world is estimated to have more than 12,000 nuclear weapons spread across different countries. Some belong to major powers like the United States, Russia, China, France, and the United Kingdom. These weapons are not all stored in one place. In fact, that would be extremely dangerous. Instead, nuclear weapons are kept at multiple secret locations across a country. Some are deployed on submarines deep under the ocean. Others are stored inside heavily guarded military bases. Some are kept in underground bunkers designed to survive even a nuclear explosion. But here's something most people don't realize. Even though these weapons are placed in strategic locations, they cannot simply stay there forever. Just like any complex machine, nuclear weapons require maintenance. Inside every nuclear weapon are delicate components: electronics, mechanical systems, safety mechanisms, and extremely sensitive nuclear materials like uranium or plutonium. Over time, these parts can degrade. Metal components may weaken, electronic systems may malfunction, safety mechanisms must be constantly tested and upgraded. And if a nuclear weapon fails to function when it's needed, it could create a serious strategic risk for a country. Because of this, nuclear weapons are regularly transported to specialized facilities where experts inspect them, repair them, and ensure they remain safe and operational. But moving such a weapon is not simple. In fact, it is one of the most dangerous logistical operations any country performs. Imagine moving an object capable of destroying an entire city through normal roads that everyday people use. That's why countries like the United States have created highly specialized units dedicated only to this task. One of the organizations responsible for these operations is the National Nuclear Security Administration, which oversees the safety and transport of nuclear weapons. Whenever a weapon needs to be moved, an extremely detailed plan is created. Routes are carefully selected, timing is controlled, security teams are prepared, and sometimes even local authorities may not know the exact details of what is happening. Because secrecy is the first layer of protection. But secrecy alone is not enough. When a nuclear weapon convoy finally begins its journey, the level of security surrounding it is extraordinary. The convoy usually includes multiple armored vehicles traveling together in a carefully arranged formation. At the center of this formation is the transport truck carrying the nuclear weapon. But this truck is not an ordinary truck. It is specially designed for one purpose only: transporting nuclear weapons safely. The body of the truck is built with reinforced steel that can withstand extreme impacts. It is resistant to bullets, it can survive severe collisions, and in many cases it is designed to withstand intense fires for long periods of time. Inside the truck, the nuclear weapon itself is secured inside a special container equipped with advanced safety locks.
These locks cannot simply be opened by anyone present in the convoy. In fact, even the agents protecting the convoy usually do not have access to open the container. Only highly restricted authorization codes from Central Command can unlock it. This ensures that even if someone somehow gained control of the truck, they still would not be able to access the weapon. But here's where things get even more intense. The truck is only one part of the convoy. Surrounding it are heavily armored security vehicles, often carrying elite federal agents or military personnel. These are not ordinary guards. They are highly trained specialists capable of responding instantly to threats. Each armored vehicle may contain 4 to 6 agents equipped with powerful weapons such as assault rifles, shotguns, and tactical gear designed for combat situations. Their job is simple but critical: protect the convoy at all costs. During the journey, these agents remain in constant communication with one another. Multiple radio channels are used to ensure that communication cannot easily be disrupted. One channel is used for coordination between convoy vehicles. Another connects the convoy to central command centers monitoring the operation. And sometimes a separate communication network links the convoy with emergency backup forces that can be deployed if something goes wrong. But here's the twist that makes this system even more fascinating. Even the backup forces cannot simply arrive and take control. Special coded authentication procedures are used. If additional military or police units are sent to assist, both sides must verify secret codes before trusting each other. This prevents attackers from impersonating law enforcement or military units, because in an operation like this, deception is a real threat. Now imagine this convoy moving through highways, small towns, and rural roads. To most people passing by, it might just look like a large military escort. But every second, agents inside the vehicles are observing everything. They watch nearby cars. They monitor unusual movements. They scan the surroundings for anything suspicious. And above them, another layer of protection often exists: helicopters. These aircraft can provide aerial surveillance, allowing security teams to monitor the route from the sky. If anything unusual appears ahead, roadblocks, suspicious vehicles, or unexpected activity, the convoy can immediately change course or stop. But the most dramatic scenario is the one everyone prepares for. What happens if the convoy is attacked? Security planners spend enormous effort preparing for this exact situation. The armored vehicles are positioned so they can immediately form defensive positions. Agents are trained to exit their vehicles quickly and establish a protective perimeter around the transport truck. Their job is not to chase attackers. Their first priority is protecting the nuclear weapon. In some cases, the truck itself contains special security mechanisms designed to prevent theft. For example, if someone attempts to forcibly take control of the vehicle, systems can disable the truck by destroying critical components, such as its axles. Once that happens, the truck collapses onto the road, making it almost impossible to move. Considering the truck's massive weight, towing it away quickly would be nearly impossible. This buys time for security forces to respond. And remember, the weapon itself remains locked inside its reinforced container. Even if someone somehow reached it, they would still face electronic security systems designed to prevent unauthorized access. Meanwhile, emergency response teams would already be on their way. Local police, military units, special response forces, all coordinated by central command centers monitoring the convoy. Because in the world of nuclear security, every second matters. But here's the most surprising part of this entire story. Despite thousands of nuclear weapon transport missions conducted over decades, successful attacks on these convoys are virtually non-existent. That's not luck. It's the result of decades of planning, engineering, and strict procedures designed to eliminate every possible vulnerability. Routes are constantly changed, schedules remain secret, convoy structures evolve with new technology, and security teams train repeatedly for worst-case scenarios. All of this ensures that these weapons, the most destructive tools ever created, remain under tight control. Yet, there's also a deeper lesson hidden inside this story. The existence of nuclear weapons has shaped global security for decades. They are powerful enough to destroy cities, yet they must be handled with incredible caution every single day. And while the world rarely sees these secret operations, they happen more often than most people realize. Convoys quietly travel across highways, agents silently monitor their surroundings, helicopters circle high above, and inside reinforced containers, the most dangerous weapons on Earth remain under constant guard. Because when something has the power to change the fate of millions of people, even the smallest mistake is unacceptable. And that's why the transportation of nuclear weapons remains one of the most carefully protected operations on the planet. A hidden mission happening in plain sight, yet understood by almost no one. And once you know the reality behind it, the next time you see a heavily guarded convoy on a highway, you might start wondering, what exactly are they protecting? And just how powerful is the cargo they are carrying?